Hey everybody, welcome back to the Comedypreneur Show. I'm James Creviston, and today we're going to talk about something most people are pretty curious about. How much money do comedians make? Well, let's dig into it and talk about the cold hard facts of the cold hard cash. All right, let's get to the show. All right, so welcome to the show. Today we're going to be talking about how much money comedians make. And a lot of you are probably going to be surprised, unless you're a comedian, then you're not going to be surprised at all because most of the time when you're starting out, at least your first 5, maybe 10 years, you don't make much. And that's to be generous or kind. Most people spend more money to do stand up than they do from stand up comedy. So that's why a lot of comedians end up doing things like writing sketches, writing web series, TV shows, trying to be comedic actors, those kind of things, because you spend a lot of money doing stand up. Costs money to go to open mics, costs money to go out to shows, costs money to perform. If you're lucky and clubs are cool, they'll comp you drinks, dinner, food, snacks, stuff like that. But most of the time, you don't make anything. Especially if you live in LA or New York, the two major hubs, you're probably not making any money as a beginner stand-up comedy. So there's no fixed wages. After about 5 years or so, you start doing things like producing your own shows where you can make some money, but then you have to pay other comedians because that's the right thing to do. I don't care if you think like, oh, everybody should do it for free. No, if you're producing a show, you should be paying comedians. This is an art form. People work hard at it, and they should get paid. So I'm a big proponent for paying comedians. Now, the other thing that you want to do is um, do private shows, do private events, stuff like that. When you do those kind of things, you can make money that way. You can make about an average income of $50 for two 20-minute sets for private shows, things like that. I've gotten paid as high as a couple $100. I've also gotten paid as low as $5. So, stuff happens. Once you get bigger and you're over 5 years, you can make, $250, $300 a show. It actually, for comedians who have been working for a while, you can make thousands of dollars doing shows. That's because you have more time. So when you're only at 5 minutes, not going to make a lot of money. When you can do an hour, hour and a half, 2 hour show, you can make a lot of money. So I'll be having Jason Love, who's the king of producing shows and doing private events. That guy is amazing. He'll be on here soon talking about that. The other thing that you're going to do is when you get more popular, so if you get on a TV show, you get a TV credit, you get your a podcast is popping off, whatever you have going on, the more notoriety you have, the bigger name you have, the more money you can make. People will pay a lot of money. Now, there are places like Craigslist, Thumbtack, job boards, different things like that, where people can hire comedians and you can make a couple $100 for an hour show, even as a newer comedian. Now, keep in mind, you have to have 8 hours worth of material. So if you just started at an open mic last week, probably don't try to do private shows. But these are some good things. So beginners, not a lot of money. Middle years, so 5, 7, 10 years in that time frame, you can make a couple $100 a month. And then as you get more well known and as you get more established and go on the road, you get paid to go on the road. You can make thousands of dollars. And some people make their entire living on the road, never having any real big credits, right? Maybe they have one credit where they want a TV show, but they weren't on TV every single month or every single day, or their reruns aren't going on like Seinfeld, right? Those guys are making millions, hundreds of thousands, tens of thousands. There's more comedians that are making 50, 60,000 a year on the road than that are making $1 million a year doing other stuff. So just keep that in mind. Comedy is not a super lucrative thing unless you become the upper echelons. You become the Joe Rogans, the Dave Chappelles, the Jerry Seinfelds, those kind of guys like that. And even some of the people that I've talked to who have done Netflix specials don't make as much as you think. Yeah, that's right. They don't make that much. So that's the secret of comedy. Here's the bad thing. As a comedian, clubs don't pay. Sorry, clubs. You suck for doing that, by the way. I love going to the club. I love being out there. But you should be paying comedians. And I get it. You have overhead. You have stuff to do. But you're getting a free source most of the time. Yes, some places do pay. But even like the Comedy Store only pays those guys, headlining comedians, Joe Rogan's, whatever, $7 to $15, somewhere in that range. I think I've heard as high as $25 for doing a 15-minute set. So it's better than nothing, but most clubs don't pay that much or anything. Like I said, you'd be lucky if you get as a beginner or even sometimes as a headliner you get a drink or meal or something like that. And in LA and New York, you're working on your set when you're in town, right? Because this is your home, so you're working on your stuff at home, and then you go out on the road. That's where you make your money. So the other way that comedians make money is through ancillary products. So that would be CDs, shirts, wristbands, all that kind of stuff. If you guys are familiar with Preacher Lawson, I love Preacher Lawson, friend of mine. He actually sold CDs, wristbands, and some other stuff before he ever got on America's Got Talent, and that's how he was making some of his living and some of his money. Yes, he did live in his car. Yes, he was homeless, all that kind of stuff. But that's what kept him alive, was selling CDs that he burned himself, which were pretty awesome. I have one somewhere. I should find it and show you guys. But yeah, he did that and would burn CDs and sell them and whatever. I did pay him for that CD. I want you to know that. He tried to give it to me for free, but I was like, hey, I should pay you, you know. So he got paid for that. So I'm pretty excited. And he did my 35th birthday party. He was the headliner there before he was on America's Got Talent. But when you see talent, you know it, right? So keep that in mind. Comedy is not a $1 million career. You're not going to become Jerry Seinfeld overnight. It takes a lot of time and a lot of work. But you can make money in unique and interesting ways. And that's what Comedypreneur Show is all about. Teaching you how to make money by turning your funny into money. That's what we do here. Turn your funny into money. So I'm going to show you some more ways and tips and tricks coming up soon to make yourself money off stage with your funny. All right. Thanks. If you like this video, please subscribe. Please comment. Like the video, all that kind of stuff. Tell me what else you want to know. I'm down to answering whatever questions you want. I'll find people to answer questions that I don't know because I ask a lot of questions. I'm always wanting to know. So go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe, turn the little bell on there, and get ready for more ways to turn your funny into money. Thanks, and have a great one. Bye.